all in all, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. Even if we go down here, I'm still really thinking that we are gonna see 100K even before the end of this year, very likely. But if not before the end of this year, then definitely Q1 next year. So this is still true in my opinion.
Hey everybody, I'm joined with Carl from the Moon, one of your favorites, one of my favorites. Also, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Carl's channel. You can do that down below in the description. Bitcoin has been acting wonky this weekend. I think that's a good way to say it. I need to know which way Bitcoin is going, Carl. What do you think?
Yeah, well, first of all, something happened not as predicted. I remember 2 weeks ago, I predicted that I would be at 500,000 subs before our next collaboration, but it looks like not exactly as predicted.
A little short. How many you got right now, Carl?
I think 494,000.
Oh, we're so close. Guys, go help Carl out. He's a nice guy. Okay. He used to work at a grocery store. He'd help old ladies out with their groceries. You help Carl out. Go smash that subscribe button.
Thank you. That's nice. Yeah, maybe next week I can say it was exactly as I predicted. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, let's head right into the charts because Bitcoin is forming something that we could call a fractal, and I want to show you exactly why this could be maybe showing us that Bitcoin is in danger. So let's head right into the charts. All right, guys. So look at this. We are right now on the daily time frame for Bitcoin, and I want to show you something which could indicate that what happened back here is happening yet again, but in a smaller format. So we could call that a fractal. Okay, so the first thing that is obvious is that here we had 4 of these highs that were rolling over. Right now we can say we have the same here, 4 highs here that are rolling over, and obviously this later led to a big correction. So the question is, are we going to see a big correction? Something else we can see which aligns quite nicely here, and I'm sorry for sounding bearish today, but I just want to basically show everyone what I'm seeing, and then people can make up their own mind. It's not necessarily a bearish sign, it's not necessarily so that we have to go down just because of this, but I'm just showing you that the bears are showing the bulls that they are probably gonna let the bulls fight a lot here. So what we're seeing now is a bearish divergence, and we saw that back here, as you can see. And I'm sure your audience knows what a bearish divergence is, but essentially we have the price and the RSI. They are diverging from each other. They are showing the opposite trends, and we're seeing the same thing right now, but in a smaller format. And yeah, I mean, this is just something that I've found, that I've seen, and I think we should definitely pay attention to that. And everyone who's following my channel, you guys know that obviously we were following this bearish divergence here, and we were talking about how we might be rolling over at some point, but obviously these bearish divergences, they don't have to play out in the immediate short term, because actually, look at this point right there. This was a bearish divergence, but Bitcoin still pumped all the way up to 64K. So just because we have a bearish divergence doesn't have to mean that we need to go down right now. We could actually continue to head higher. We could go up to 57K before we see a big correction. That's the one thing that is very important to keep in mind. But what this usually always means is that what we're seeing right now is the bulls running out of momentum, and it is very likely that we're at some point going to start going a little bit sideways here. And actually, the odds of us eventually coming down a little bit and probably retesting some support, potentially down at 42, 43K, is absolutely a scenario which we cannot just disregard. I guess, do you have any questions so far?
Let me ask you this, Carl.
Yeah.
Because to me, like, I see what you're saying. I see the divergence. I would argue that the divergence that we saw back in January through, April was, I mean, that was several months of divergence that led to going down. This is, we're looking at about a month so far of this range. So, nothing that's super strong. But I would say, like, if we get a major correction, then to me, that looks like a lower high. And then that kind of would negate the movement and momentum we need to get back to new all-time highs for Bitcoin, which you agree with me that ultimately we will be hitting $100,000 this year.
Yes, so that's a great question. Let's assume that we are going to get a correction here before 64K. Then yeah, honestly, that would not look very good, to be perfectly honest with you here. If you, yeah, we kind of have to agree with that. It doesn't necessarily have to be the end for Bitcoin. I don't think that, I mean, it's very, very unlikely that we are going to go into a bear market from here, in my opinion, because if you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, it really seems like the bull cycle should end somewhere probably more towards I would say Q1 next year, and so far we're still many months away from that. So I think that the bull cycle top has not happened yet. So that's why it would be weird if we were to just top out here and start going down. But then again, what if we see something like this happen, where we see a small top and then we come down, consolidate, and we start to form like some type of triangle? That's always a possibility, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be a double top. It doesn't have to be like a W pattern. It could just simply be a bigger horizontal triangle, which could then later break out early next year, and then we could see a huge run up. But obviously this is pure speculation at this point. There's no way we can speculate around that right now. We simply have to wait, I would say maybe another like 3-4 weeks to see if we are going to see Bitcoin break above all-time high here, or if we are getting a correction. And at that point, we're going to have to kind of reassess the situation. But all in all, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. Even if we go down here, I'm still really thinking that we are going to see 100K even before the end of this year, very likely. But if not before the end of this year, then definitely Q1 next year. So this is still true in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the key is people just have to understand the best way to be in crypto, to position yourself, is to be prepared for both scenarios. I certainly did not see the giant crash in May coming. I thought we were going to, continue upwards. I think ultimately, in the next month to 2 months, we are going to be at all-time highs for Bitcoin. But you got to be prepared both ways. And when things are good and price action is going up, you need to be taking profits. You need to be moving your money around, because when we do get one of those giant crashes, you don't want to be left holding the bag. So, Carl, thank you so much for joining us today and giving us this analysis. Anything you want to leave us with?
No, I'm just happy to be here and talking to the biggest crypto community in the whole interwebs, right?
Yeah, that's right, guys. So make sure to
Did I say it
smash
right?
the like button. Smash the like button for Carl if you guys enjoyed this video. He'll be back with us next week to give us some more insight into Bitcoin. Drop your comments down below. Let me know where you think which one is going to happen. Are we going to have the bearish or the bullish scenario? Drop those comments below. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.